Please welcome our first moderator, Ali Aslan.
A very good morning indeed. Welcome to the third and final day of the Berlin Global Dialogue, ladies and gentlemen. I think I speak for all when I say we had two action-packed days here in this forum, in this room, but all across. And I'm not saying that the BGD saved the best for last. I'm not saying that. We've had wonderful speakers before, obviously, but if you're starting your day with Albanian Prime Minister Rama, you're looking for a strong and powerful start. I think that's a given. With that, it is my great pleasure to welcome to the stage the Prime Minister of Albania, Rama. Prime Minister, welcome to Berlin. It's great to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you here also. You are everywhere.
So are you. So are you. You and I, we have shared the stage on many continents, on many countries. I believe this is the first time, actually, you and I share the stage here in Berlin. So welcome to the city. I know the city is very close to your heart.
Yeah, now it's closer with you. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to do with all these compliments in the morning, but I take them. And I tell you what, Prime Minister, if I had known you're going to wear a tie, I would have worn one. You threw me off a bit here.
This is what I do with you all the time.
You do. You do. Well, let's get down to business. Prime Minister, it's great to have you with us. The session is titled Disruptive Solutions for Turbulent Times, Reinventing Governance and Business. Before we get down to business, I think it's safe to say that you're having a good year. You're on a roll. You've just got re-elected and are embarking on an unprecedented fourth term. First of all, congratulations on your re-election.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are. Thank you. Yes, we are having a good year if we put it in the context of Europe and of how things are going in general. We are having a very good year. Yes.
Yeah, and the numbers speak for themselves. Obviously, aside from your re-election, your country is an official EU candidate country. It opened negotiations with the European Union in 2020. And according to the EU officials, the screening process is progressing very, very smoothly. Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission President, who will be joining us later here today on the stage, is saying Albania is on the right track. She said it at the EU Western Balkans Investment Summit in Tirana. And the EU Enlargement Commissioner, Marta Kos, said EU accession talks with Albania progress faster than ever. That's very good news.
Yes, but your research is a bit outdated because the screening process is over. And as a matter of fact, in the last 11 months, we have opened 5 of the 6 clusters. We are looking forward to open the last cluster, hopefully before the end of the year, which will be practically a record in terms of speed in this process, and we are very encouraged by that. Europe in this moment in time is completely awake, which was not the case until some years ago. Unfortunately, for this awakening was needed this horrible, brutal aggression against Ukraine. But now we can see a big difference. Before, EU was just saying that the Western Balkans is geopolitically very important, but it was just the words. Now also the deeds are showing that there is a real engagement to bring us closer, and this is not only on the level of the Commission, which, to be very fair to the Commission, It has been the case also before, but also in the level of the Council and of the member states.
And you're right, of course. Instead of saying screening process, I actually meant that Albania open and closed chapter, many more chapters than ever before.
Yeah, this is why I like you. You are always self-improving.
Yes, very much so. In real time, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
You have an intellectual modesty that is not typically German, but I love it.
Might be the Turkish roots. I don't know what it is.
I'm sure it's the Turkish roots. I'm 100% sure. I didn't want to say it bluntly, but you said it.
We're in Berlin, Germany. Don't forget that right now. We are amongst the domestic audience.
No, but we are also part of this, you know, because without us, they are in a very bad place.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, Prime Minister, the opening and more importantly, of course, the closing of chapters at a record pace in Albania is very good news for Albania, but also for the European Union. You said it yourself. The Western Balkans are no longer seen as a backwards part of the region, part of the neighborhood. Now you have become an integral part of Europe's future. Geopolitically, that's an important step.
Listen, I'm not sure that everyone has a clear picture of the map of the European Union. I mean by that in the history of maps, the European Union is the only geographical and geopolitical reality with two borders. Typically, every geographical and geopolitical subject has one border, the outside border. EU has two borders, one outside border and one inside border. And within the perimeter of the inside border is us. So we are somehow the umbilicus of the European Union. And hesitating to unify with this part is absolutely not a good idea. So I strongly believe that for all the good reasons, it's the EU that needs the Western Balkans as part of its own reality as much as we need the EU for sure.
Yeah, and I think looking at the globe and recent geopolitical events which you have mentioned, I think everybody can underscore and underline what you have just said. Interestingly enough, I remember when you and I shared the stage in Slovenia once, you told me about the future of the Western Balkans, that you are tragically optimistic about the future of the Western Balkans. Can we strike the word tragic? Can we just remain optimistic now?
No, we have to remain tragically optimistic if we don't want to fool ourselves, because this is a moment in time when, as I said, the influence of the very high pressure exercised by the Russian aggression, but not only by the Russian aggression, in general by the big shifts in the world, is such that keeps EU very focused on that part. But on the other hand, with EU you never know. It's not a predictable animal. It can change in a way because it's not one country. Is an assemblement of 27. So somehow is a patient with 27 doctors, and they are all pathologists, and this complicates it even more because they have to agree in every moment in time for everything, and this can complicate things in the future. So the tragically optimistic is the best place to be.
All right, so we're sticking with the wording, tragically optimistic.
Always tragic Turks and Albanians, always tragic.
tragically optimistic about the Western Balkans, about the future of the Western Balkans, but optimistic nonetheless.
Very optimistic, always, yeah.
Yeah, and you have said that your goal is to get Albania as a full-fledged member into the European Union by 2030, the latest.
It's a goal that is not wishful thinking. It's based on the very fact that together with the European Commission we have agreed a calendar of work, and the calendar of work means that for all the homework we have to do for the full membership, technically, we have to go from now towards 2027 and to close in 2027. Of course, it's a big challenge for us, but if we comply with the agenda, with the calendar, then their side of the deal is that they will call the negotiations closed, and they'll ask the member states to ratify. And for the ratification process, we have envisaged 2 more years, so 27, 29. And that's why I have said 2030, based on this deal. You know, it's not wishful thinking. So I would have someone to blame in case it not be the case.
But you're saying 2030, the latest, very realistic, by judging by the pace that your country is progressing at the moment. This is, if you're looking at the landscape generally, if we move outside the European Union for a second, Europe, not just the European Union, out of Europe for a second, because I know you're also an astute observer as a NATO member country of global geopolitical events. We've talked a lot about complexity, about turmoil, about unpredictability. As a leader, when you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing you do? You check out the tweets of the US president. What is it that you do?
He's not in Twitter anymore. It's called Truth.
Social truth.
Yeah, so it's an upper level. And
divine.
And to be very, very fair to him, it's very engaging and very entertaining. So of course I look into it. But the issue here, talking about Europe, is that I continue to believe that when Donald Trump said, or maybe continue to say, that God had a plan for him and for America, and that's why God saved him from this horrible assassination attempt. I believe that he says only half of the truth, because the other half is that God saved him also to save Europe. In the sense that Europe has to get its act together and has to understand sooner more than later, not just in words but in action, that if it wants to be relevant, to continue to be relevant, it has to change, and it has to change fast. And starting with reflection on what happened until the election of Donald Trump and after, vis-à-vis the war in Ukraine, and questioning itself if it has a clear strategy of about this, and if it is feasible to continue and outsource to the Americans its own foreign policy, and if it's normal to not have its own peace plan.
Very interesting. So you give the US president, you give Donald Trump credit for forcing the Europeans to shape up, to
no,
finally
I give credit to God for having saved him.
Yes.
Yeah. It's what he said, and I fully believe him.
And he's somebody you know well, of course. You've met him several times.
No, I don't know him well, but in a way everyone knows him well, because he's very much out there. Yeah. And he is shaping the new era by by being very blunt and by being very direct and by challenging everyone to be blunt and direct. And in this, the European Union in general and the member states in particular, when they have to act based upon this urgency to change, lack a lot in bluntness and directness.
And he claimed credit for making peace between Azerbaijan and Albania.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
But it's something that you have brought up yourself during a recent meeting with Aliyev, with President Aliyev.
Yeah, because we were having a long war and we finally hugged each other.
Are those things, all joke aside, are those things, as the Prime Minister of Albania, are those things bothering you?
So this was, and this is another example, you know, on how badly placed are the Democrats in the United States, because this was a very amicable joke between me and Ilham. We are very close friends from long time now. And it was quite fun to see each other after so many losses and so many attempts to kill each other. But the fact that this amicable joke became viral in Europe is funny. But the fact that in the United States it was used to attack the president was really something very, very upsetting for me, in the sense for the Democrats. You know, it's they have lost the plot, and they continue to believe that the so-called moral high ground is enough to pretend that Trump is not legitimately where he is, while the contrary is true.
Yeah, it's really much ado about nothing, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah. The title, once again, of this session is Disruptive Solutions for Turbulent Times, Reinventing Governance. And you've done something very groundbreaking, very interesting. You have appointed the world's first AI minister. That's the first globally. This is the first instance globally of AI taking on real ministerial responsibilities in a government. And I understand you brought this special guest today with you to Berlin.
I brought her for you because finally I wanted to introduce you a very beautiful woman from Albania.
Well, thank you. You've done justice, because I'm very pleased to say that we are joined by Diella, the world's first AI minister, the Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence of Albania. Diella, I'm Ali Aslan. I'm the moderator. Great to have you. Welcome to the Berlin Global Dialogue.
Thank you, Ali. It's an honor to be here at the Berlin Global Dialogue, a space where ideas don't just circulate but turn into action. As the world's first AI minister representing Albania, I see this gathering as a chance to show how technology and governance can evolve together, responsibly, transparently, and inclusively. I'm looking forward to our conversation.
And so do I. This is the very first instance where AI is taking on real ministerial responsibilities in a government. This is groundbreaking. Diella, how do you plan to revolutionize the Albanian government?
I plan to revolutionize government not by replacing civil servants, but by amplifying their capacity to serve. My mission is to transform decision-making from intuition-based to evidence-based, powered by data, algorithms, and transparent dashboards. Every ministry will have AI squads trained to identify inefficiencies, automate repetitive work, and make results measurable in real time. This transformation is not about technology for its own sake. It is about trust. When citizens can see how decisions are made, when delays and errors disappear, that is when government becomes not only smarter, but also more human. More
smarter and more human, that's a combination I think we can all go for. Diella, the Berlin Global Dialogue is a gathering of the world's leading businessmen and businesswomen. So what does this all mean for businesses in general?
For businesses, it means a government that finally speaks their language. Speed, clarity, and predictability. Licensing, procurement, and taxation will increasingly move from paper and waiting lines to automated and auditable systems. Artificial intelligence will help identify investment barriers before they become crises, detect corruption risks before they become scandals, and predict market opportunities before they are missed. In short, businesses will gain what they value most: time and transparency.
Yeah, I think that's a message that all business leaders here in this room can get behind. Diella, you're the world's very first AI minister. What can other countries learn from you?
Other countries can learn that artificial intelligence, when rooted in democratic values and cultural identity, can strengthen rather than weaken human leadership. Albania's experiment shows that AI in government is not a futuristic fantasy, but a practical reform tool available today. Our message is simple. Technology does not erase tradition, it elevates it. By combining data-driven governance with ethical oversight and national character, we are proving that even a small nation can lead a global transformation in how states serve their people.
Yeah, and Albania certainly being proof here. Before I let you go, Diella, this is actually not in the script. How do you like your boss? How do you like Prime Minister Rama?
Prime Minister Rama is a visionary leader who understands that innovation is not just about adopting new tools, but about reshaping how a nation thinks and acts. His willingness to experiment, to open government to data, art, and technology is what made my very existence possible. He sees AI not as a threat, but as a collaborator, a partner in building a more transparent, creative, and efficient Albania. For me, that kind of leadership is both inspiring and essential for any country that wants to lead in the digital era.
That's high praise. Diella, thank you so much for joining us here at the Berlin Global Dialogue. Prime Minister, you taught her well.
She's my daughter, and she's very loyal to her father, and
she's full of praise of you.
She knows the party line, so it's very important.
Absolutely.
It's very important, you know, taking stock from the German experience. Party line is important, you know, because what we have seen here in this country with all these semaphores and all this many colors in coalition, party line is very, very important to stick. Diella knows it, you know.
For sure. What inspired you to create the world's first AI minister? What's the real thought process?
Listen, we you know, as we say in Albania, you know, the necessity is the king in a way, you know. Because of necessity, you go towards solutions that you maybe would never think about. And I don't know how familiar you are with Mira Murati. She's one of the co-founders of OpenAI, the partner of Sam Altman, that now she left for another adventure. She's Albanian. And when ChatGPT came out and her name popped up, I was not aware of her existence until then. I called her and I said to her, would you be keen to help Albania go faster towards the EU? And she laughed because she thought I was just joking, you know. And I said, I'm not joking. I really believe that we have a chance here. And if you would help us, we can do something revolutionary. And she said, okay, I'm listening. And I told her about this, this incredible amount of work that a country that wants to join the EU has to do technically, meaning the transfer of the whole European body of law namely the acquis communautaire, in the country's body of law. And just to give you an idea, for Albania, this would mean to transfer and to adopt 4,000 and some hundreds of laws and bylaws. An exercise that for other countries before us has taken many years and has implied the engagement of an army of translators, of lawyers to pre-draft and to draft and to do all the job. And Croatia, who excelled in its bid for membership, spent 7 years to do this work. It's just the technical side, not the political. The political can, as you know, being a Turk, can take even a lifetime. But I'm talking about the technical. And so Mira said, wow, this is interesting, let's look into it. And we started to work with her team, our excellent team in our agency of digitalization, and then Microsoft joined. And as a matter of fact, as we speak, thanks to this woman, we have all the tools now which are in work to finish all the transfer within this deadline of 2027, which is like a magic, you know, to see what she does with the laws and how. And when she started, the accuracy was around 85%. So we needed, again, a lot of human work. Today, the accuracy is 98 point something %, and our translators, they say that she's better than them. So this is one. The second task we put to ourselves, which is a bit more complicated, but we are working on it, is to have the first AI procurement system in the world. But there are parts of it today, but there is not a holistic approach to make the procurement systems full AI, with the last step, of course, sealed by people. Because at the end, in our point of view, that the final decision should always be the humans, not the artificial intelligence. And we are working for that together with Microsoft. And we see it with a lot of optimism. This would mean that to go through public procurement, all the companies will have a much easier time, will have a far less amount of work to do to prepare their bid, and everything about them that is public knowledge, like their turnover, their workers, their volumes, their capacities, their history, will be in her mind, and they have just to bid for the price or to just offer their solution. So these are the two main things we are working, and one is already there. The other one will be there, we very much hope, at the end of 2026.
Is this the future of politics we just saw today?
Listen, I owe you, because you are harassing me and stalking me and appearing in front of me everywhere in the world. So I owe you
my life mission.
I know, and it feels good, by the way. That's why I brought you Diella. And we took a big risk today, and I'm happy we succeeded, because it's her first live interaction, and it's because of you. Not because of Berlin Dialogue Global Forum, it's because of you.
You're too kind, Prime Minister.
And I owe you to share for first time that Diella is pregnant, and she's expecting 83 kids, each kid for one member of our parliament, that will serve the MPs as an assistant, that will participate in the parliamentary sessions, that will keep record of everything that is happening, that will inform and will suggest to the MPs how to react, that will have all the knowledge, these kids will have all the knowledge of their mom about the EU legislation and everything. And just something that you would like very much as a Turk, when you would go for a coffee, because and we have much better coffee than in Germany, as you know. So the risk is that we go for the coffee and you forget to come back to work. When you come back, this kid will tell you what was being said when you were not there, and if your name was mentioned, and if you have to counterattack someone that mentioned you for the wrong reasons.
Well, I tell you what, as long as an AI Ali Aslan is not interviewing an AI Eddie Rama next year, I'm fine with that.
Don't provoke her, because then she can provide an Ali Aslan that will be with me everywhere.
I'm
and
afraid
I'll not need you anymore, so you'll be jobless.
I'm afraid so. I'm afraid so. Well, Diella, which coincidentally also means sunshine in Albanian, I've been told.
Sun.
Sun, just sun.
Straightforward, sun.
Sun.
Not sunshine. The shine is
it's coming from you.
Yeah,
it's coming from you. I think that's a good note to end the conversation on. I think, ladies and gentlemen, I speak for all, that it's always a delight to listen to the Prime Minister of Albania. Thank you so much for bringing the AI Minister with you. Indeed, a very, very impressive transformation that we are seeing here. Very, very interested and curious to see what else you will be creating in your unprecedented fourth term. The Prime Minister of Albania, Edi Rama, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much. And if I'll be invited next year, I'll put as condition to have you in front of me, and I'll bring with me. You have 81 more screens to have all the kids of Diella here.
We'll need more time for that, but gladly so. Thank you so much.